here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Amadeus.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Amadeus.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
All right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the Queen Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. All right, so shout out to Abolia Faletti. Hundi is in the house. The Prince of Paraphernalia, Desmond. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. Samantha, the lovely T, Nessie X, Pearly. All right, so let's get into it. Dark skinned brother. All right. DSB, OG Patrice is in the house. All right. Pearly, Buckhorse DC, Nessie X. Okay, shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuning into the Queen. Let's get into it. Let's get into it because this story is very sad. Let me put up the picture of this thug who did it. Okay, now this is Jarvis Butts. Jarvis is 41 years old, although he doesn't really look 41. But this man impregnated a 13-year-old, and her body is missing, and they presume that she's deceased. So a man already in jail on sexual assault charges was charged with murder Thursday and the disappearance of a 13-year-old girl, okay, who has been missing since leaving school in January. Now, they say the overwhelming evidence shows that Naziah Harris is dead, though her remains still have not been found. This is what Prosecutor Kim Worthy said. And so investigators believe that Jarvis Butts killed the girl because she was pregnant with his child. Now, his alleged actions were beyond predatory. Okay, they were vulturous. He groomed and preyed upon Naziah with expertise, they say. Butts was charged with murder and other crimes. Now, he has been in jail since April, unable to post a $250,000 bond in a whole separate case. Now, a message seeking comment from his lawyer was not immediately returned. Police for months have been chasing tips about Naziah, even searching a Detroit river and a suburban pond. Worthy said a piece of her clothing was found, indicating a possible struggle.
Naziah knew Butts because he had children with her aunt. Okay. Worthy said he began sending sexually explicit messages to the girl in 2022. Now that's 2 years ago. So that means she was 11. I just want you all to pay attention. It's all so sad. Now, on January the 9th, the day of her disappearance, Naziah used her tablet to tell Butts that she would meet him after school. Now, the prosecutor talked to reporters while standing in front of a selfie taken by a smiling Naziah at school the same day. They said that will always be haunting because it was taken just a short time before the evidence shows that she was never seen or heard from again. Little did she know that she was really saying goodbye. Oh, so sad. So let's go to the news report about it. This is absolutely deplorable that a grown man would do something so heinous to a child. Okay? Likes up, everyone. Please like and share.
County prosecutor says a 13-year-old girl who has been missing since getting off her school bus in January was sexually assaulted and killed, and that the man responsible now faces charges. Police say this is the last known photo of Naziah Harris. She's inside her classroom, smiling and waving at the tablet. CBS News Detroit's Gino Vici has been following this story since the beginning. He joins us live with the latest developments after speaking with the girl's family. Gino?
Yeah, Rochelle, I spoke to Naziah's family, who says, sadly, this is what they feared all along, that she had been killed. But as you can imagine, this was still very difficult and heartbreaking to hear this information confirmed by the prosecutor and police.
You just hope that it doesn't come true. And unfortunately, in this instance, it was.
Naziah Harris' aunt, Roxy, says she's been holding out hope, praying her niece was still alive somewhere. But sadly, her worst fear confirmed this morning. She says she had a bad feeling it was this man, 41-year-old Jarvis Butts, who had something to do with Naziah's disappearance.
It was definitely a sense of release and a little bit of peace to hear that the person who we suspected, in the beginning, has been brought forth.
He was a classic and expert groomer and pedophile. The evidence shows overwhelmingly in this case that she is in fact deceased. The last time she was seen alive was January the 9th of this year, 2024.
Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy, alongside Detroit Police Chief James White, held a news conference today announcing charges against 41-year-old Jarvis Butts. Worthy says the evidence shows Naziah met up with Butts after school on January 9th, the last time she was seen alive.
We know that she did indeed meet up with the defendant that we're charging in this case. We also know that several people close to Mr. Butts, who we were charging later, saw them together in several different locations, people that he knew well. We have evidence that at 9:30 p.m. on that day, that Mr. Butts checked into a motel and the Naziah was never seen or heard from again.
Butts has been locked up since February for an unrelated sexual assault charge and carrying a concealed weapon. Another shocking discovery about Harris's disappearance. Worthy says the evidence shows a long history of Butts sexually abusing her, and text messages revealed he got her pregnant.
And he knew she was pregnant. We know that he was also searching for ways to abort the baby.
Investigators searched neighborhoods, bodies of water, phone records, social media, and thousands of other pieces of evidence. Worthy says the evidence collected against Butts is thorough and overwhelming.
Today, we are charging Jarvis Butts with 1 count of first-degree premeditated murder, 1 count of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, and 1 count of child sexually abusive material.
Worthy says Butts was very intentional about sexually abusing young girls.
Mr. Butts targeted and befriended women who had to have sexual relationships with their young daughters. He would have relationships with their mothers, but his true desire was to have sex with their young daughters. That's what the evidence will show.
Meanwhile, Naziah's family says they are devastated, but they do feel one step closer to learning exactly what happened to their loved one and why.
We got some answers and we got some justice for her today. And hopefully when everything comes out in the trial, we'll definitely be able to finally get that closure that we need.
Now, Rochelle, to be clear, Naziah's body has not been found yet. And get this, Worthy also announced 2 other sexual assault charges against Jarvis Butts involving 2 other young girls under the age of 13. Meanwhile, He is expected to be arraigned tomorrow morning inside a 36th District Court for the disappearance and death of Neziah Harris. Back to you.
There's a heartbreaking case here, and learning that it's an expanded case will certainly be fun.
Oh, nasty freak. Now, this is just absolutely deplorable. And he's done this multiple times. And there's no telling how long he's been doing it. He's 41 years old. There's no telling how many years he's been doing stuff like this. And to think that he was in a whole relationship with one of her relatives. This is all so crazy. Yes, it's beyond disturbing, Dan. Now let's go to the next report, because some more people spoke about it. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds.
We started covering this story back in February when Detroit Detroit Police took over the case from Detroit Public Schools Public Safety. This was not known. Nothing was known to the media until February 14th, Valentine's Day, when a massive search was underway. And then for months and months trying to find her, and then nothing.
The evidence shows overwhelmingly in this case that she is in fact deceased.
This is believed to be the last picture taken of 13-year-old Neziah Harris before she disappeared in Detroit on January 9th. Thursday, investigators announced homicide charges as well as criminal sexual conduct charges against 41-year-old Jarvis Butts, someone with a criminal record and someone known to Harris's family.
We suspected him from the beginning, considering his background and things like that we've heard about him.
Butts is being charged with homicide despite the fact that the teenager's body was never found. During Thursday's press conference, Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy revealing shocking evidence.
You look at that face and you do not see the horrors that she had gone through in her short life. The exploitation, the molestations, the sexual abuse, and the pregnancy that she was concealing. There's no evidence of anyone else being the father of that child other than the defendant himself, who we charged today. And he knew she was pregnant. We know that he was also searching for ways to abort the baby.
This is a story that has attracted a lot of attention. Detroit podcaster Mark DeAndre.
Even in March, when I was doing the podcast, I felt like I had this thing pretty much solved as far as, what came out today. I said this months ago as far as what the end result was.
Investigators say they have no plans to charge anyone else in this case.
I'm upset about that, and I would like to see charges being brought against those that knew, that were affiliated with him and knowing, and that allowed him to be around the children, knowing he wasn't supposed to be.
In a sad turn of events, Neziah Harris's father, Mervyn Jennings, passed away this summer.
Literally died of a broken heart. Unfortunately, he had congestive heart failure. He's already sick and got sicker going out looking for her.
I got a chance to interview her father back in March during an exhaustive search for her in the Rouge River. And, he said he was out there every day searching for her, to find out then that he has passed away before he was able to find out this.
Money in my flex.
Okay, so that is absolutely heartbreaking. Condolences to the family for their losses, for her father and for her. Very, very sad. DSB says, to all my warrior sisters in the chat, please don't leave your daughters with grown men. Absolutely, beloved. Thank you for the words of advice and also for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. And y'all pay attention. You cannot leave your children around anybody. Listen, I had a coworker one time who had two young sons. I believe they were 6 and 9. And this man that she was dating was doing things to her sons. And how she found out after this had been going on for months was because one day, one of her sons asked her why she liked it. And, he's like, Mom, he said, why do you like it when whatever his name was, does things to you? And she's like, what are you talking about? And then that's when he told her that the man had been doing things to him and telling him the whole time, well, your mother likes it. She lets me do it to her. This is what people do. So, there are some very sick people out here. There are some very sick people out here. You cannot just have anybody around your children because here's the thing. They said this man specifically targets women with daughters so that he can mess with their daughters. There are people like that. There are people like that. They really don't want the female. They want your child, whether it's a male child or a female child. That's what some of these people do. So you have to pay attention to that. You just cannot be trusting everybody around your beautiful children. You just can't do it. You just cannot do it at the end of the day. Now, so let's talk about this racial attack. Okay, a student has left Gettysburg College after a racial slur was etched onto a student's chest, according to school officials. So, a student athlete is no longer enrolled at Gettysburg College in Pennsylvania after they allegedly etched a racial slur onto the chest of a teammate. Several students were attending an informal gathering of the swim team at an on campus residence on September the 6th when one of them used a box cutter to scratch the N word on another student's chest, according to statements made by the college and the family who says their son was the victim. This is all so crazy. Now they say it's unclear whether the swimmer was expelled or faced other disciplinary action from the college. Jamie Yates, a spokeswoman for the college, told CNN she could only describe the student's status as no longer enrolled due to student privacy laws. None of the students involved have been identified. Now, the Liberal Arts College in Southern Pennsylvania and the family said in a joint statement Monday that the investigation into the incident is still ongoing, adding that they recognize the gravity and the seriousness of the situation and hope it can serve as a transformative moment for our community and beyond. Now, Bob Iliano, the president of Gettysburg College, condemned the students' actions in a message sent to the campus community last week and thanked the swim team's upper-class students for first reporting what happened. Saying no matter the relationship and no matter the motivation, there is no place on this campus for words or actions that demean, degrade, or marginalize based on one's identity. First of all, it's more than just the word. It's the fact that he took a box cutter, okay, and engraved it. Okay, I'm sorry, he should be in jail. Now, in a letter to the school community Monday, Iliano said the college found the incident was not a byproduct of an unhealthy athletic team culture or a reflection on the team itself. He says, "We are upset. We need to acknowledge the harm the incident has imposed on members of our community who, by virtue of their identity, race, culture, and history, have long been marginalized in our society through language and actions precisely like those that took place." So anyway, Iliano said the college's chief diversity officer will be leading an effort to reflect on the incident and take concrete actions. The family has not filed a complaint with the local police as of Monday. So campus safety advised the victim was encouraged by the college to contact law enforcement. The victim had chosen not to and to let the college disciplinary process handle the matter. Honey, I would have absolutely filed charges. Okay. So anyway, the CNN has reached out to the NAACP groups because they had something to say about it. Okay, they were complaining. Last week, the family said they had filed complaints with the local and state NAACP and the Pennsylvania Commission on Human Relations. Now, the college had said last week that the students involved in the incident would not participate in swim team activities pending a conduct review. All of them should have been expelled. Like, what are they talking about? Pending a review, they won't be on the swim team. They should be all expelled, not just the person who did it, but those who were complicit, egged it on, and those who sat there and watched. Now, the family who says their son was the victim said he was interviewed by the members of the coaching staff and summarily dismissed, not suspended from the team, from the swim team. So, in their Monday joint statement, the college and family did not indicate whether any involved students, including the victim, have been allowed to resume the swim team activities. CNN has reached out to the college for comment about the student's status. There are 2,207 full-time undergraduates enrolled at the Gettysburg College this fall. Among the students from the United States, 62% identify as white and 21% identify as people of color, according to the school. So let's go to the news reports, honey. This is all so crazy. This is kind of BS that's going on. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. It's all ridiculous. I mean, it would seem to me that somebody had to help because somebody likely was holding him down. I mean, that's what it seems like. I mean, if somebody's engraving something into your chest, I would imagine you'd be putting up a struggle. Okay? I would imagine you'd be putting up a struggle. So my question is, were other students helping to hold this child down or this teenager down?
The community continues to react following an incident in which a member of the school's men's swimming team allegedly carved a racial slur into a teammate's chest. It comes as the swim team issued a statement regarding the incident. Fox 43's Alyssa Kratz joins us live from near the Gettysburg campus, and she has the latest.
Evan, good evening. Yeah, that statement coming late last night as this story continues to garner national media attention. Now, today, a spokesperson for the college told me that their investigation is closed as the student accused of doing the carving is no longer enrolled at Gettysburg, and they are working with the victim and his family on a productive path forward. But meanwhile, still a lot of questions here on campus about the incident. Gettysburg College has fallen under the national spotlight after a recent incident involving members of its men's swim team. A student is accused of using a box cutter to carve the N-word into another student's chest. It allegedly happened at an informal social gathering, which took place at an on-campus residence, according to the school's president. That student is no longer enrolled at Gettysburg, though it's unclear if the swimmer was expelled.
I can't say that I'm surprised. Very unfortunate that this is what gave the school attention in a way, because I feel like there are really good things that do happen in the school.
Students with the college's Black Student Union and African Student Association tell Fox 43 they're disappointed in what they say is a lack of transparency from the school in handling the situation.
My friend sent me a TikTok like, this your school, right? I was like, damn, this is my school.
Especially me being the Black Student Union president. Not once was I reached out to anybody from the school to let us know what is going on. We understand that they can't give us all the details, but at least letting us know something that they are conducting this investigation. They are taking this situation seriously.
They say they don't feel less safe because of the incident.
We feel that this situation is not reflective of the culture here at Gettysburg, but it still does show things that do happen at this school.
I don't want the narrative to be Black people in Gettysburg feel unsafe.
The Gettysburg men's swim team released its own statement late Wednesday night, saying in part, quote, "We acknowledge the past few weeks have been extraordinarily difficult for many people within our campus community and beyond." The statement continues, quote, "The national spotlight has unfortunately led some to believe that our team or the culture within our team is complicit in the racist incident that took place. This couldn't be further from the truth." End quote. This incident was not tied to the swim team. It was not a team-sanctioned event. It was not hazing. It was not endorsed by our team. This incident does not reflect our values or who we are.
We want to steer away from this actual incident just because we don't have all of the information on it, and more so focus on how we can improve as a community and be more accepting of everybody and how we can empower the Black students that we do have on campus.
Now, the college's president has addressed the incident in 2 separate campus-wide letters, saying in part that the school community as a whole is upset and that the student conduct investigation, quote, affirmed that the incident is not a byproduct of an unhealthy athletic team culture or a reflection on the team itself.
Okay, so that's absolutely egregious, okay? Now, my thing is, why aren't they saying the name of the perpetrator? And why didn't the victim file charges? I mean, I'm sorry, this isn't making sense to me. I would definitely have filed charges because that's a hate crime. That is a hate crime. At the end of the day, he would be getting more than just expelled from school, honey. You wouldn't be able to go back to college by the time I got done with you. Okay? DSB says we're the ones that held him down while his so-called friend cut him. There's no way they would have held me down, even if it was 10 people. Okay, I know that's right. Thank you for your insight into the topic, beloved, and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Yeah, I just don't understand why the person wouldn't file charges. Okay, at the end of the day, you do something like that to me, honey, you're going down. That's what's going to happen. You are going down. But anyway, honey, I guess everybody handles things differently. And then here's another thing I'm confused about now. So they said that the victim also may not be back on the swim team. Why is the victim being punished? Because that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. And here's the thing. Another thing is, why aren't they showing the name or the face of the perpetrator? Because they're an adult. They're not a minor. They're a grown person. They're in college. So why aren't they showing the name? Oh, I know why. Now it all makes sense, because they didn't press charges. Okay, that's why. Because there was no charges pressed. At the end of the day, all crazy. So anyway, let's talk about this person who raped somebody. Let me just put his mug up on the screen. Now he wants to act like he's transgender. Hold on. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance. This is him right here, honey. Now, this is what happened. Trans rapist who identified as a woman after attack on female jailed in male prison. Lexi Sector, age 35, was convicted of one count of rape after a 4-day trial at Swindon Crown Court in June of last year. She will be jailed in a male prison after the previous scandal of sex attacks by transgender rapists on female prisoners. Now I want y'all to pay attention. Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? They said, say what now? I'm sorry, who? Let me make sure I read that right. They say she will be held in a male prison after the previous scandal of sex attacks by transgender rapists on female prisoners. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Houston, we have a problem. I want you all to pay attention. So there has been an epidemic, okay, according to reports, allegedly, of people that are saying that they're transgender women, biological men nonetheless, attacking females, biological females. Now, as I recall, I reported to you all about a year or so ago where there was someone who was identified as trans and they were put in a women's facility and, in fact, got 2 women pregnant. Now, I'm sorry, somebody needs to make this all make sense. See, here's how I look at it. Here's how I look at it. I don't care what you identify as. I don't. So when you go to prison, you need to go to the prison of whatever you were biologically born as. Okay, that's just how it goes. Because here's why this can be a problem. Now, more likely than not, I'm sure there could be some men who are not transgender, never have claimed to be. But because they're going to prison for nefariousness, they all of a sudden say, you know what? Yeah, I want to identify as a woman. So they can get sent to the female prison rather than being in the cell with men where they belong. Okay? Just think about it. That's got to be a dream. You don't want to go and be in prison with men when you can go be with women. And all you have to do is just lie and say that you're transgender. And you don't even have to look like a woman or dress up like one according to that, what we just saw. So, yeah, that's absolutely problematic. And also that goes the same for the restrooms. Now, I told you all the story and I felt very uncomfortable and I'm still mad about it to this day. When I was in Kroger one day and had to use the restroom, and then there was a man in there with a whole full-on beard who had on a skirt, heels, and tights and came into the restroom with me, thanks to Obama. Now, as I walked in and saw him standing at the sink, I was clearly shocked and appalled. And with that all being said, I felt very uncomfortable because weeks prior, I had just read a story about someone who was heterosexual pretending to be transgender so they could go into the women's restroom. And there they went and raped a girl, a teenage girl, like 13 or 14 years old. So I don't like that. You should have your own restrooms or go to the restroom of what you were biologically born as. Now, I'm sorry if anybody has a problem with it, but that's how I see it. Okay? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not here for it because there's a whole lot of people can do nefarious things under the guise of acting as though they're transgender. Okay? So they can just get into the restroom with women and attack them. So they can go to spas where women are naked and they can just be in there with them. Do y'all remember that incident that I reported on where the man was sitting up there walking around with his cucumber all out and there was a 12-year-old girl in the spa with her mom? And the spa owners wouldn't tell the person to leave. It was like people should boycott. Okay. And then let's not forget a few months back where this woman was at a gym and she was in the ladies' locker room, and there was somebody in there who looked like a whole man, but they said they were trans, but they clearly didn't have on any makeup, no wig, no dress. They just looked like a man off the streets. And they were in there shaving, and there was a little girl in there, and the lady didn't like it. So she went and said something to the management, and they didn't do anything. And then, in fact, because she complained and did a whole video about it for TikTok or whatever, they canceled her membership. I mean, the nerve. It's the nerve for me. Okay, Divinity says every person born a male should use male bathrooms and be in a male prison after crime committed. Yes, absolutely. I absolutely agree. Beloved, thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. I absolutely agree. Okay? Because you just don't know what people are up to. All right? You just don't know at the end of the day. And just to be clear, Nessie X said, I agree, okay? And just to be clear, to me, there's a difference between a transgender woman who looks like Laverne Cox. Let me just pull up a picture of Laverne Cox real quick. Now, to me, there's a difference between someone who identifies as transgender who looks like Laverne Cox. Okay? Hold on, let me see if I can find a bigger picture so y'all can really see this. Because at the end of the day, if you walking around with a whole beard, I'm sorry, I have questions. I mean, blame it on me, but I have questions. Okay? That's Laverne Cox right there. All right? Y'all know Laverne Cox, the actress. There's a difference to me. I'm not saying to you or to anybody else, but there's a difference to me with somebody being transgender and looking like Laverne Cox or her brother. Because here's her brother. I think they said this is her brother, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, right here. Hold on. Now, see right there. Now, if I walk into the restroom and see Laverne Cox, I'm not going to feel uncomfortable. Now, this might sound nonsensical to some of you, but hey, that's just me. If I walk into a restroom and I see Laverne Cox, I'm not even going to think twice. I'm not even really going to think twice because I'm likely going to think that's a woman, unless I'm really just, looking so extra hard or whatever. But I would likely think that's a woman. Now, on the other hand, Laverne's twin brother, if I walk in the restroom and see him with this whole beard, well, quite frankly, I'm going to be perplexed. If I walk in there and see Laverne's brother, okay, I'm just going to be shocked and appalled like I was when I saw that dude in there with the whole darn beard, okay? Now, y'all can say what you want about the queen, but that's just how I felt. I felt violated. I felt uncomfortable, and I felt weird. Because I'm like, are you really transgender or just acting? Do I need to run? I mean, that's how I felt. Okay, so y'all can't blame me for that, honey. Y'all can miss me with it. Now, that all being said, CC Dan's laughing at me, first of all, and Hundia says, true queen. And then Wavy Though said, I'm running. And then Support the Art says, LGBTQ lives matter. Well, of course they do. All lives matter, beloved. This is all nefarious. Okay. Odd Negroes official said Laverne Cox is stealing roles from Black women. I'm not stealing roles. I don't think so, beloved. Okay. Jamal said the question is why both of them looking like this. Here's the thing. Thank you, DSB, for your contribution to the channel, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings. Well, here's the thing, though. Y'all are so crazy. Look at Alice talking about queens being nefarious. No, I'm not. I'm being serious. I'm being very serious. If I walked in there and saw Laverne Cox, I would not be shocked or appalled. I would just go ahead and do what I'm doing. I wouldn't even notice. But if I walk in there and see a man with a whole beard, like if I go in there and see Saucy Santana, somebody looking like Saucy Santana, I'm going to be like, wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute, what? So I'm just saying, I just think that they should have bathrooms for everybody. I just think they should have bathrooms for everybody, for males and females and for transgender people. I think they should have their own restrooms because at the end of the day, like I said, there's a whole lot of pretenders, people just doing stuff to be nefarious. And then what about my feelings? I mean, I understand they say they want to make everybody feel inclusive, but what about my feelings though? Do my feelings matter? If I don't want to be in the restroom with a whole man with a beard, and just because he has on a skirt and heels that he gets to come in there with me, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay. And I quite frankly think there's a whole lot of favoritism going around as it pertains to such things. But let me continue. And so anyway, this person here by the name of Lexi Sector, who's 35, okay, got sent to a male prison and he was none too thrilled. So he identifies as a woman after attacking victims as a man. He identifies as a woman after attacking victims as a man and has been jailed for more than 6 years. Okay, he was convicted of 1 count of rape after a 4-day trial. Now she will be jailed in a male prison after the previous scandal. Okay, the court heard Secker was living as a man when the attacks took place. Judge Jason Taylor KC jailed Secker, who had no previous convictions, to 6.5 years in a male prison on Friday. Okay, so this is the thing. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is what I'm talking about right here. You see, he's not really transgender. He's lying. He's not really transgender because the judge said that he previously, let's put his picture back up. He previously identified as a whole man. Then he goes out here and rapes women, then rapes a woman. And when he attacked this person, he was identified as a man. Now, when you get caught and you got to go to jail, let's act like I'm trans all of a sudden so I can go to the women's facility. No, it didn't work. And it shouldn't have worked. And it should never work. Okay, this is why it should never work. If you are born biologically a male, you should go to the male prison, period. Okay, period. That's all I'm saying, honey. Please make it all make sense. Son, this world is getting real nefarious. Okay? And also, another thing is they should not be able to participate in women's sports. That's another problem. What about the woman who got her head cracked in a boxing match? Okay, with somebody who's transgender. That's not even right. How does that even make sense? How does that even make sense? Okay, that is not right. And you all know it. And here's the thing. Some of these men who have started identifying as trans, they only are doing so they can make all this money being in athletics, because they were no good when they were competing against other males. And so now, let me just identify as trans so I can compete against the girls and win. That's what some of them are absolutely doing. It's already been proven. Okay, so I just want y'all to pay attention, honey. It's just all a whole hot mess as far as I'm concerned. It's just all a whole mess as far as I'm concerned. Now, with that all being said, let's continue because this little girl, 11 years old, went to purchase a smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe and surprisingly had shards of glass in there. Okay, shards of glass in the smoothie. How did this even happen? Okay, how did this even happen? Oh, hold on. It's another story I forgot to get for you all. Hold on. We got to get into that. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
It was something hard in my mouth, and I didn't know what it was.
This 11-year-old was allegedly drinking broken glass or hard plastic in her smoothie.
When you guys looked through the smoothie and saw what was in it, what was your reaction?
Jesus. Like, I've never seen this before from this place. I was shocked.
Keturah Bright and her grandma picked up 2 smoothies this week at the Tropical Smoothie Cafe off Southfield Road in Southfield.
She told me that Nana is something hard in here, and she showed it to me.
And then when Keturah got home, it gets worse.
I opened my mouth, my tongue started bleeding. Before I could even put the toothbrush in my mouth, my tongue was bleeding.
Grandma knew she had to go to urgent care, x-rays, and an exam. No serious damage done, but this was all so scary for them.
The doctor said had she just drunk out of the cup, this would have been a whole different story. You know.
We were talking surgery, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. She said for sure.
This is the second time a family has contacted Fox 2 claiming they found glass or hard plastic in their smoothie from the same tropical smoothie cafe in Southfield. Back in May, another grandma bought a smoothie for her 3-year-old grandson. He drank it, and this is allegedly what was in his mouth. He was taken to Children's Hospital. It's unclear the extent of his injuries. Their family not speaking publicly for legal reasons.
The stories are so similar. I mean, they're so similar. It's crazy.
In both cases, the grandmas say they were given the runaround by store managers who said they reviewed security footage and it revealed nothing, even telling Barbara Mosley and her granddaughter it's impossible this happened.
Are you gonna ever have a smoothie again?
Not from there.
We do have a statement from Tropical Smoothie Cafe, LLC. It reads, quote, the independently owned and operated Tropical Smoothie Cafe franchise location in Southfield does not use any kind of glass in the cafe. The franchise owner conducted an internal investigation reviewing all in-store camera footage of smoothie preparation and delivery to the guest and confirmed there was nothing out of the ordinary in the video, end quote. Very interesting. I mean, for this to happen twice, neither grandma knew about each other's stories either. So this was completely independent that they both came forward to us.
And no glass in the entire place, they're saying, which seems a little hard to believe, but it doesn't have to be, right? I mean, there's something actually in there that causes a lot of concern. So hopefully it'll be a wake-up call.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's all nefarious at the end of the day. Okay. How did that even happen? It seems to me like someone could possibly, and I would hate to think so, but it seems like someone could possibly have done that first. I mean, on purpose. Okay. Now, this other story, I almost forgot to tell you guys about this. This came out some days ago, and I forgot to report on it. Hold on. So, this story came out. FBI finds human remains at McDonald's meat supplier. This came out some days ago. Hold on, beloveds. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Hold on. I'm just double checking something real quick. Okay, so never mind. Never mind, because it says here. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure this isn't fake news. I don't know if it's fake news or not. Well, this is a news report they're showing. Y'all know they got so much AI, honey. Let me just go ahead and show y'all this video. And I was trying to find articles on it, but I can't find any articles except for one from 2016 where they said there was human DNA. And I remember that story. They tried to say that it was blood, that one of the workers cut themselves or whatever. I always was suspicious because I remember a story that was on YouTube some years ago when YouTube first started. It's not on here now. And so I'm not going to get deep into it, but there was a rabbi who came out and said some stuff about McDonald's, okay? And I still have the audio of it because they took it down off YouTube, but I still have the audio because he didn't show his face, but said some very salacious things. And I can talk about it on another platform, but not this one. Okay, but so anyway, here's what is going on.
Hell no. I'm a fucking cannibal?
Is this part of that investigation? Is that winding down at all yet?
It is indeed, Jeff. Take a live look behind me. This is what's left of the FBI evidence recovery team inside this car. And take a look at this vehicle. We believe this is the owner of the business just returning to take back possession of his business. More on that in a second. But take a look. Another busy day out here on Detroit's east side, just down the road from City Airport. Sources say they have removed several boxes of what is believed to be human remains. Sources say many, many people. This was a big operation. And get this, inside this business, a saw used to cut up bodies, it is believed, all taken away as evidence to the Wayne County medical examiner's office where it will be tested. This business is known as International Biological. It advertised as a medical educational service provider. The owner is Art Rathburn. He has a mortician license, has had in Michigan since 1982. But the big question is, did he get human bodies illegally? And was he selling them illegally? Just moments ago, the owner, we believe, showed up. I tried to ask him some questions. Mr. Rathburn, will you talk with us? What do you have to hide, sir?
Bodies? The fuck?
Now, sources tell me the FBI is not out here on a fishing expedition. Mr. Rathburn is not charged with any crime. He is not in custody.
Where's my mouth watering?
They did search his
I
house
fucking love
in Grosse
McDonald's.
Pointe Park on Wednesday as well.
The
How
fuck?
can he get bodies that are not donated to
I'm a
science?
people eater.
This is shocking to the funeral home industry in Metro Detroit. We're going to have more on that part of this story next hour at 6.
All nefarious, okay, as far as I'm concerned. But here's the thing. I did find an article, and here's what it says. Video alert. Let me just show this on the screen. Huh? This is all crazy. So apparently it's true. Now, I was just trying to make sure because they have these false stories going around these days with all this AI technology and all that. Okay, so with that all being said, you see that it says video alert, FBI uncovers human remains at McDonald's meat supplier, the dark truth exposed. And this was 5 days ago. All right, and so here's what they say about it all. I'm glad I don't eat fast food. This is all sick. The FBI's gruesome discovery. The truth is coming to light, and it's darker than anyone could have imagined. What began as a typical investigation has turned into a full-blown scandal involving human remains, illegal body parts, or illegal body trade, and allegations of tainted meat in the supply chain of one of the world's largest fast food chains. The FBI's shocking discovery at a Detroit-based business has the whole nation on edge. As the investigation unfolds, more gruesome details emerge, shaking the core of both the funeral home industry and the American public. Buckle up for a wild, dramatic, and mind-blowing revelation of a story that's guaranteed to keep you on the edge of your seats. They are so dramatic. Imagine waking up to the news that your fast food meal might have an origin far worse than anyone could ever have fathomed. That's the chilling reality we're grappling with today. The FBI has stumbled upon a macabre operation in Detroit. First of all, why are they being so... Why are they being so overly dramatic in their description of it all? And the world is watching in horror. This is not just another conspiracy theory. This is a revelation that might forever change the way we see our food and our society. Oh my goodness, I got something else to tell you guys. I literally just thought about it. It's about Kabami and Hillary. Now, the FBI's investigation led to a Detroit business that appeared to be operating as a meat supplier. They were found to have a horror scene straight out of a movie, boxes containing what appeared to be human remains. Yes, you read it right, human remains. This is not a simple case of spoiled meat or unhygienic conditions. This is something far more sinister and disturbing. Sources have confirmed that the FBI has seized several boxes from the business, which are believed to be filled with body parts. These findings are now in possession of the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office for further testing and examination. So what does this all mean? Is this just one rogue business acting alone, or are we dealing with a network of illegal activities spanning across the country? And perhaps the most alarming question is, could these remains somehow have found their way into your food supply? Well, it's all sick. It is all sick, but honey, I quit eating McDonald's a whole long time ago. All right, a long time ago, and that's why. Because I heard this story over a decade ago from a rabbi, like I told you all. It was on YouTube. But he gave a whole lot of much more explicit and nefarious details. It wasn't a supply chain. It was literally the McDonald's in Oklahoma. I remember it well. Now, with that all being said, I hope I shared this video because I really want you all to see this. This is what Hillary posted. Now, here it is right here. Now, I need y'all to pay attention to this, and I wish I'd have shown this on the main channel. I'll probably show it tomorrow because Hillary Clinton, what are you up to? Okay, Hillary Clinton, what are you up to? Now, you all know about the whole scandal with the conspiracy theory about Itza Gates. Hillary comes out talking about it, okay, and says that she was accused and this and that. And then she said something that I found very interesting about Kabami. So let's get into it, because I'm like, Hillary, what are you doing? Now listen to this.
This shit just got darker, bruh. Stop what you doing and watch this clip of this interview, bruh. This is crazy.
I mean, look, the crazy story about me running a child trafficking operation out of a basement of a pizzeria, don't laugh. Don't laugh. It was a huge story. And it got one young man in North Carolina to get in his car with his, assault rifle and drive up to liberate these non-existent children and shoot up a pizzeria in Washington, D.C. This is dangerous stuff. It starts online, often on.
We've never seen a politician of this level acknowledge those type of allegations before. He's openly acknowledging these allegations. And the interview started with her saying that somebody's going to have a concerted effort to try to pervert Kamala Harris in October. I don't know about y'all, bro, but something very dark about the politicians are coming out in October, bro. Hillary Clinton is trying to get in front of it. Remember we said this, bro. Remember we said this. Something dark about these politicians is coming out next month. Do not fall for the malarkey.
Now let me tell y'all something. I already know what's coming out. I'm pretty sure. Why would Hillary Clinton bring this up after all these years? Why would she bring it up? And then is she a psychic now all of a sudden, a whole oracle? Why would she say that something's going to come out about Kamala in October? We're in October. Pay attention. Why would she say that something is going to come out? There's going to be a concerted effort to bring out something about Kamala Harris. Why would she say that? Okay. Yeah, that's right, Terry Hinton. And I showed you all that with Chrissy Teigen's tweets because she tweeted some crazy stuff. Remember, I showed you on the main channel. She said something about pizza too. But here's the question. Why would she be saying something about trafficking children, accusations falsely made against her, and then bring up something's going to come out about Kabani? Well, likely support the arts. It could be conspiracy theories, but I'm trying to tell you, you don't know if it's going to be a conspiracy theory or not, whatever they're going to say about Kamala. Why would Hillary say that before it happens? How does she know? Because here's the thing. I already heard about something about this, about Kabami. I already heard about Kabami and some mayor had some involvement in certain things of which I'm not going to speak. And there was a police officer who knew about it, had direct knowledge. And now they say that police officer is dead. Now, if this is the same thing that comes out this month, then I have a whole lot of questions for Hillary and for Kabami. And I will say this. What happened to all those darn migrant children that came up missing? A whole 320,000. Where are they? I have a whole lot of questions. Okay. Don't call it a conspiracy theory because we don't even know what's coming out yet. Now, right? And that whole thing that Hillary's talking about, was that really a conspiracy theory? But I digress. So with that all being said, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, I want you all to see this story that this woman posted to TikTok about this nefarious deputy who calls himself Deputy Crow. And he was bragging on TikTok about how he goes around just basically taunting people, intimidating people, and starting mess. Okay, this is a whole police officer. Now, I want you all to hear what he's been doing because this lady called and reported him right on the live, on the TikTok video. Now, hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. Okay, yeah, here we go. DSP says a lot of stuff will be exposed November 3rd, before November 3rd. Absolutely, and I hope so, okay? Absolutely, beloved. And thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Now, let's get into it because what is really going on with this nefarious officer?
TikTok, you all should know me by now. When I saw the Deputy Crow video, I knew that it wasn't going to go well for Deputy Crow. I sat back and I waited till it was time for me to make my move. And now I have a update on Deputy Crow. The update that I have on Deputy Crow is the update that I gathered my goddamn self. If you're not familiar with Deputy Crow, this is what Deputy Crow thought was okay to put on TikTok.
to hear about some of my favorite things to do?
No, what are they?
This is going to piss you off.
Okay.
It's so much fun.
All right.
So, and it's early in the morning. We're late at night.
Yeah.
Oh, these are my favorite.
Okay.
When you're driving and you're coming at me, and you know, we pass each other like such, I like to hit my brakes.
Really?
Yeah, especially early in the morning when you're running late to work, you're speeding, you know you're speeding, I caught you speeding. I just like to hit my brakes.
Okay.
Get the blood flowing. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You really, I'm helping you out if you think about it.
And how is that? How are you
getting your blood flowing, getting you ready for work? I just like to hit my brakes, scare you a little.
And that's going to help me how?
Also, when I'm sitting and I'm running speed traffic, and I gotta go somewhere else, if I want to go to the gas station or grab a snacky or something, I'll wait. I'll wait till you come by.
Okay. So what if another crime is
being
being committed?
back. If you're 2 miles back, I'm waiting on you.
So you're going to stop everything else and wait on me.
Pull out. That's what I'm gonna do.
Right. I'm going to stop everything else and wait on me. So one of your favorite things to do is to intimidate, stalk, and be inappropriate with the time of the citizens when you could be doing something else, helping someone, protecting someone, and saving someone.
I mean, it's just the nerve of him to get online and brag about it like it's all gravy. Easy 7700, beloved, thank you for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Okay, but the nerve that he sits up here and says, first of all, who's driving around thinking about doing such childish tactics? So if someone's speeding, he gets in front of them and then slams on brakes, like he literally could cause a real bad accident. What an idiot. But let's continue.
You decide that you're going to use your uniform and your authority to impose a scare tactic towards someone else. Now, not only is you opposing scare tactics on someone else, you're opposing on people that's on their way to work, that are trying to better themselves, that are trying to just live. Here's the next question. Who the fuck is these people you doing this shit to, bruh? Who you doing this shit to? Who you doing this shit to? That's fucking triggering. This video, all the shit that you put out there, that shit was fucking triggering. And see, y'all gonna quit playing with motherfuckers. All right? That's what y'all gonna quit fucking doing. Playing with motherfuckers. But see, me, I want to get down to the nitty gritty because I already know birds of a feather flock together. So I called your goddamn department to see what the fuck y'all gonna do about this shit. Because don't nobody got time for this. With everything that's going on right now, you mean to tell me you got time to antagonize motherfuckers? Yeah, let me call and see what the fuck these motherfuckers had to say about what they doing with your ass right about the fuck now.
Sheriff's office.
Yes, I was calling to see if...
Hold on, just a minute.
Okay. I'll hold.
Okay, she's calling.
Yeah, I was just calling to get a bit information. I was trying to see, was Deputy Crow still working with you all?
Deputy Crow?
Yes.
He does work with us.
So he is still employed with you guys, police
Let me
force.
hold on, I've got a traffic stop I gotta do. Hold on, let me put you on hold for just a second.
Now, you know they recording it, so they really just trying to see what I'm saying. The whole time y'all recording me, and you ended up hanging up. So, what's going on?
And they hung up.
Now, come back here, baby. You don't just get to hang up like that.
Sheriff's office.
Yes, I was just on the phone. I don't know what happened. The phone disconnected. I was calling to get some information concerning Deputy Crow. And I was wondering if there was going to be any action taken as far as the rants that he did on TikTok and the way that the community feels about that, particularly the Black community of Illinois. Will there be any actions?
It's being investigated right now. We can't make any comments on that.
Do you all have a diversity team in place?
Ma'am, I cannot answer any questions. It's being investigated.
Is there an email for the sergeant that I can reach the sergeant? Do you all have someone dealing with your...
Yes, it's going to be
Okay.
Okay. It's going to be C. Kaylor. Kaylor is spelled Kaylor. At Massac Sheriff's. I have the S on the end of sheriff. DEPT.com.
Okay. And who am I speaking to again?
This is Shelley.
Thank you so much, Shelley. And so now, Deputy Crow, you're not in your uniform anymore. You're being investigated, and you're out here selling, peddling wood. See how quick things can change for you for not doing the right thing and treating people right and fairly? Because I don't give a fuck what you say. You knew goddamn well that there's a specific people that you do that bullshit to. You're not doing that shit to every motherfucker body. Bullshit. Yeah. And here is your latest video of you peddling fucking wood. Good luck with that.
Well, you're going to be seeing a lot more of me like this.
Of course we are.
And not in uniform.
Of course you're not going to be in uniform.
No, I didn't get fired.
You could be out the door, bro.
No, they didn't win.
We're going to win. We've already won. You're out of uniform.
Yeah, no respect for my department and the people in it.
You don't got no respect.
I just want to do my own thing without representing anything that's got to do with it. So I'll still tell my stories. I will still go live. I'll still do all that stuff.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Very great community. So I'm here to do it until it completely crashes and burns. So
Crash out. Look at the crash out.
I'll still do my videos and stuff. But other than that, does anybody want to buy some wood?
The crash out here telling the wood now. Look at the crash out.
Okay, so that's what he gets. Okay, how stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? I'm so glad she called and reported his dumb self. First of all, you know darn well he was doing that to black people. You already know he was, because first of all, had he been doing that to people who look like him, they would have already reported him, honey. And they probably would have given him the business. Okay? Isn't that something, being a whole menace to society while decent people on their way to work? They're not out here robbing anybody, trying to do anything illegal. He should be out there trying to fight crime. Okay? And you see, this is why 75% of murders go unsolved. Because a lot of police officers are out there doing what this fool's doing, out there trying to intimidate and harass and just bother people just for being black, rather than out here trying to find the real criminals. Okay, that's what they need to be doing, trying to find the real criminals. What are you getting paid for? But no, he wants to get on social media and brag about it. How do you think that was going to turn out? How do you think that was going to turn out for him? Please sit down somewhere with your stupid self. Okay? So anyway, with that all being said, beloveds, we're about to be up out of here. Now I'm going to show you guys one more video. And this is a video of a little girl, 14 years old, who went in, okay? Who went in on these adults at the school meeting or the school board. So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Here we go.
It seems I'm not so popular with certain people. One of them is your wife, Mr. King. She is very worried about me advocating for students. However, I want to commend her for bringing attention on her social media posts to some of my greatest accomplishments, like being the youngest person ever to give a speech on stage at a Trump rally. The crowd was over 10,000 people and millions more online. Also the fact I've been involved in politics since I was 6 years old. That was my own choosing, as my parents were completely uninvolved in politics until I expressed an interest in it. So, your wife, Mr. King, is upset that a 14-year-old is advocating so well for herself and others, that she's making her own decisions about the direction of her life. Apparently, She fails to recognize her own hypocrisy in all this, considering she supports the Pride movement, a movement that openly touts children as toddlers deciding to change their gender. Let me speak. And adults, I reclaim my time. And adults must affirm that child's Keep going, Amelia. Mr. Kim. I reclaim my time. This is my time to speak, not yours. Mr. King, others weighed in on your wife's social media post. One called me an unfortunate child. I'm not unfortunate at all. The unfortunate children are those of leftist parents who use their children's transgender identity as a badge of honor, who fight to keep graphic books in school libraries so their children can read them, then be susceptible to being groomed or victims of crimes. They want drag queens in schools and even take their kids to pride parades where women expose their and everyone touts the virtues or lack thereof, with being part of all that insanity. No to all that. I am an extremely fortunate child. My parents taught me morals and values and how to critically think and do my own research. I have a dad who works extremely hard and even risked his life to serve our country in 2 wars. So I've learned respect for the American flag, Pledge of Allegiance, veterans, and love for our country. My parents recognized the decline of public schools and saved me from that toxic environment. I'm learning more being homeschooled than I ever did in public school. Perhaps your wife and her ilk feel threatened by me advocating for kids because I pose a threat to their system, a system that indoctrinates kids into mindless activists who will be unable to fully function in the real world or lead happy lives. My advice is to stop worrying about me and worry about the effects the public schools' destructive agendas are having on your own kids. I'm the fortunate one here. Your kids, not so much. Thank you.
And they all just had to, they all were just taken aback, clearly. Okay. So she was clearly trying to blame it on the, thank you for your contribution, Ebola Faletti, beloved. Okay. Support the arts says, I don't want to speak bad of a child, but this is right-wing propaganda. I'm sorry. DSB said, grown men running from the truth of a child, and these are the people in charge. We're doomed. I just thought it was hilarious how they got up and fled. Okay. I just thought it was hilarious that they ran up out of there. Okay. Thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel, beloved. Okay. And so that all been said, at the end of the day, Abolia Faletti said she told them, here's the thing. When she said that his wife promotes toddlers having gender changes, what? According to her social media post, that's what the child said. And so, and then when she said stuff about them taking their kids to pride parades, listen, here's the thing. Now, there is no way that children should ever go to a pride parade. I'm sorry. It's not for kids. It is not for kids. Now, if your child is a teenager, 15, 16, okay, that's one thing. But, these people be taking 9 and 10-year-olds there. And I literally saw a video where there were some men there who had their cucumbers exposed. And then one of them sitting there reaching for this little girl as they're walking past, tapping her on the shoulder, like trying to get her to look at him. This is all sick. Okay, this is all sick. Children should not be at pride parades. Facts. All right. That is for grown people. Some things are not for children. They're inappropriate. Now, I don't know why some people get away with doing things that are inappropriate, but other people don't. Nobody should be doing anything inappropriate with children. They should not be having children at those events. That's just my opinion. Okay, it's just like you shouldn't take children to a nightclub or a strip club. You just shouldn't do certain things with children. Children should not be in certain places and spaces. Okay, and grown people know that. But like I said, some people condone these things. It's all crazy as far as I'm concerned. Okay, it's just all crazy as far as I'm concerned. Now, she told them, and they got up and got the hell up out of there because they didn't want to hear any of it. Well, that's what they get for speaking on her. Okay, whether we agree with her talking points or not, the bottom line is, why is his wife speaking on this teenager? Okay, she's not yours. You don't have to raise her. You don't have to worry about her politics or what she thinks about whatever. So why are you speaking on it, lady? Mind your business. Okay, like Tim Wall said, mind your business. All right. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting how those grown folk just got up and fled the scene. Okay, so with that all being said, I'm going to. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. One more story. I know I keep saying that, but actually, there's two more stories. Lord, I forgot. Okay, so we got to talk about the 13-year-old who stabbed the teachers and then said oopsie as if it were an accident. And then there was a man. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Where is that story? Here it is right here. Now I want y'all to pay attention to this. A judge, trans inmate who murdered baby stepdaughter must be allowed gender surgery in jail, according to a judge. But why? Why is our tax dollars paying for this? If you want those type of surgeries, that's cosmetic surgery, and you should have to pay for that yourself. I mean, like if I wanted a whole facelift, I'd have to pay for it myself, wouldn't I? Okay, that's the person right there. First of all, this is all scary as far as I'm concerned. Now, a judge has ruled that Autumn Cordileone, who strangled their 11-month-old stepdaughter to death, brought a lawsuit against the prison over sex reassignment surgery. So a judge has ruled that the transgender murderer who strangled their baby stepdaughter cannot be denied the surgery. Autumn Cordileone, who was convicted of the murder, murdering the 11-month-old in September of 2011, had brought a lawsuit against the prison, arguing the surgery was a medical necessity, for the inmate who's serving a 55-year prison sentence for reckless homicide. Now, a United States federal judge has ruled that it would be unconstitutional for the Indiana Department of Corrections to deny it after the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, of course, sued on behalf of Cordileone, who previously went by the name Jonathan C. Richardson. Now, the law in Indiana prohibits the Department of Corrections from using taxpayer money to pay for sex reassignment surgeries for inmates. But the ACLU argued in August 28th of 2023, they argued in a lawsuit that the law violated the U.S. Constitution's 8th Amendment prohibition of cruel and unusual punishment. How the hell is that cruel and unusual punishment? Because they say the state is not going to be paying for your surgery that you don't even need, you just want. This world is crazy, but let me continue. The judge agreed with the ACLU's argument and ruled in Cordileone's favor last week. Now, the ruling stated specifically Ms. Cordileone has shown that her gender dysphoria is a serious medical need and that despite other treatments defendant has provided her to treat her gender dysphoria, she requires gender-affirming surgery to prevent a risk of serious bodily and psychological harm. And now the judge's order states that the Indiana Department of Corrections must take all responsible actions to ensure Cordileone undergoes the sex surgery. Republican politician Todd Rokita, who is Indiana's Attorney General, said his office was still in the process of reviewing the judge's decision, but said you can undoubtedly expect our office to appeal this decision, and they should. The state doesn't need to pay for that. Get the F out of here. This is some dumb ass shit. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but this is some dumb stuff. And at the end of the day, I find it interesting because when we ask for reparations, they need to do all these darn studies. But this is what they can allocate funds to. Please make it all make sense. And this is a whole murderer who killed a baby. Should the state really be forced to do this person a favor? Okay, giving them gender reassignment surgery after they're a whole murderer. Like, make it all make sense. Now, an Indiana inmate convicted of murder wants our tax dollars to fund their gender altering surgery. This is what Republican Todd Rikita said. And so then the ACLU said in its filing that Cordialoni was diagnosed with gender dysphoria in 2020 and has been taking prescribed female hormones and testosterone blockers consistently since that time. Meanwhile, it stated that the murderer has been provided panties, makeup, and form-fitting clothing while in prison. Shouldn't have got any of this stuff, as I'm concerned. Okay, the baby doesn't even get to live its life, so he shouldn't get to live his the way he wants to. It claimed that Cordialoni has a history of self-harm, including an attempted castration. Well, too bad for them. Okay, that's their fault. Now, the lawsuit adds, accordingly, at this point, gender-affirming surgery is necessary so that their physical identity can be aligned with their gender identity, and so their gender dysphoria will no longer exist. She believes that the only remedy for her persistent gender dysphoria and the serious harm it causes her is to receive gender affirming surgery, specifically vaginoplasty. It goes on to detail how Cordialoni is a woman trapped in a man's body and has identified as a woman since the age of 6. Okay, court documents from 2001 state that Cordialoni strangled their then wife's 11-month-old daughter to death while she was at work on September the 12th. Cordialoni was said to have been calm and unemotional when telling police detectives what happened during their first interview at the time. So no remorse. Okay. Meanwhile, Cordialoni also filed a separate lawsuit against the prison's chaplain last year after they alleged the chaplain stopped them from wearing a hijab outside the area, referring to their immediate bed quarters. Ken Frank, the ACLU of Indiana's legal director, said the ruling is a significant victory for transgender individuals in Indiana's prisons. Okay, denying evidence-based medical care is to incarcerated people simply because they are transgender is unconstitutional. We are pleased that the court agreed. Well, here's the thing. That's not a life-saving surgery. As far as I'm concerned, that is just something that this person wanted. It's not anything they needed. It was not detrimental. At the end of the day, they can try to sugarcoat it all they want. At the end of the day, this person murdered a baby. Okay? They murdered a baby. They should have been on death row. Far as I'm concerned, that's where they should have been, damn devil. But now they want state dollars, taxpayer dollars to pay for them to get surgery. Like, this stuff is just all crazy. It is really sickening at the stuff that goes on in the United States, okay? It really is, as far as I'm concerned. Now, the things they need to be allocating funds towards, which are us, they don't want to do. I just want you all to sit back and marinate on how a whole killer can have people forced to pay for their surgery, which is cosmetic, mind you, like I said. But we can't get anything. We have to sit here and fight and scratch and kick and scream. And then all they keep telling us is, well, we're going to have a commission to do a study on reparations and all kind of ignorance. Then the immigrants come over here getting all these benefits and stuff. And then people who are here struggling, homeless people on the streets, even veterans, they can't get anything. Yeah, this country is effed up. The United States doesn't need to say anything about anyone else as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Now let's talk about this teen who stabbed these 2 teachers and said, oopsie. Like stuff, everyone please like and share. I stabbed her. Oopsies, says 13-year-old girl with sinister eyes who allegedly stabbed 2 teachers, a student with a fishing multi-tool, then joked about becoming a celebrity. Let's put the teacher's pictures up here because we don't have the picture of the student because, of course, she's a minor. But she stabbed these 2 teachers right here, 13 years old now. Okay, so a teenager accused of stabbing multiple teachers and a student during school allegedly used a childish colloquialism to describe her violent behavior. The attempted murder trial of the 14-year-old girl who was 13 years old at the time of the alleged attack is underway at a court in South Wales. According to police, her attack occurred at the I can't even pronounce all of this, so I'm just going to say the Ammanford Wales. Okay, that's the last part of it. In the late morning hours of April 24th, police were called at around 11:20 a.m. Okay, that day with 3 people, 2 teachers and a pupil, being taken to the hospital with stab wounds. Now, the girl who has not been publicly identified allegedly attacked teachers Fiona Elias and Liz Hopkins, as well as a student whose name has not been publicly released. Now, in testimony on Monday, prosecutors reportedly said that the girl treated the violence as little more than a harmless error. I stabbed her. Oopsies. This is what she said after knifing the student and the 2 teachers. Now, Elias, the deputy head of the school, had apparently noticed the girl had sinister eyes and was playing with something in her pocket. She said, "Do you want to see what's in my pocket?" This is what the girl asked her. "You want to see what's in my pocket?" She asked before drawing her knife and then attacking Elias. "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to effing kill you." This is what she allegedly said as she swung the knife. Now, according to reports, she dropped the knife, but ultimately picked it back up and used it to stab a second teacher, Liz Hopkins. She then reportedly yelled the same thing, "I'm going to effing kill you," to the other student before running at her with the blade and stabbing her as well. This is all nefarious. Okay. Now, after the violence, the girl is alleged to have been very nonchalant. That's one way to be a celebrity, she allegedly said while sitting in the police car. "I'm pretty sure this is going to be on the news, so more eyes are going to be looking at me." This was a whole clout chase. The accused allegedly used a fishing multi-tool owned by her father, who did not give her permission to bring the blade to school that day. Now, Hughes, the prosecutor, told jurors that he believes the stab wounds were inflicted deliberately and with the intent to kill. Hopkins was wounded in her leg, chest, shoulder, and neck. Multiple stab wounds, okay? While Elias's arm and hand were wounded. Now, the student who was attacked was injured in her arm, and other injuries were not life-threatening, according to the police reports. Now, Ammanford is located in Wales in the western part of the UK, some 200 miles west of London. So I'm just telling you, these kids are crazy all over the world, apparently. A lot of these nefarious kids are just doing all sorts of things. And it's really crazy because the ages of them doing these things are just keep getting younger and younger. Odd Negroes official said, "I don't think we're praying enough." Okay. Yeah. Obviously not. Stacy said she will reap what she have sown. What she have sown with interest. Exactly. Okay. Skeletor fan said that's a problem. TC Dan said in the UK it's knives, US it's pew pews. Right, exactly. So they're not allowed to carry guns over in the UK. But she brought a knife to school and stabbed them anyway. So that just goes to show if somebody wants to do something nefarious to you, they will absolutely do it. And let me just tell you all something, just for a bit of advice. And maybe I've told you this before, I can't recall. But if someone ever pulls pulls a gun on you and you're in danger, charge them. Okay? Just run, if you can, run towards them. Well, I'm not going to tell you how to do that. Let me just take that back. I'm going to tell you what I would do. How about that? Just for presentation's sake. Now, so I won't be held responsible if any of you all do something and you get injured. But with that all been said, if someone pulls a knife on me and I feel like I can do it, I'm going to charge them and try to take the knife from them. Take the gun from them or try to get them to point it in a different direction or whatever. I'm going to struggle with them. I'm not just going to stand there and watch you pull the trigger. That's what we're not going to do. I'm going to run to you and charge you if I can. Now, with that all being said, if someone pulls a knife, I'm going to run. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run because here's why. If someone pulls a gun on you, they can shoot you whether you run or not. Okay? Because that bullet can travel distance. Okay? So the best thing for me, in my opinion, would be to try to just struggle with them, grab them, try to get the gun from them, make them point in a different direction or whatever I can do. Because running, they can still shoot you. But with a knife, you don't want to charge somebody with a knife. At least I don't. I would run from the knife because all you need to do is get up close on somebody with a knife and that can be a wrap. Okay? And so that's just a little something I learned in a self-defense class I took some years ago. So please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, okay, I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoyed this broadcast because I sure did. Okay, and so listen, I will be live on the spiritual channel. It's 105. I will likely be on there at about 3 o'clock. So please stay tuned. And I'll be doing something, doing a live for everybody. And then I'll be uploading something for the members of the channel. Okay, and it's going to be likely an old master class, okay? One of my first master classes I'll be uploading for the members. Now, with that all being said, I hope to see you all there. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. And I want to shout out and thank all of you who contribute to the channel, okay? I really appreciate you. Till next time, beloveds, peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got